Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. Why did I not take this one out of the bag? Okay, so I'm doing a little Deprivation Fun Times project for myself in which I have picked 2 decks from each decade, starting with the 70s up until now. And that is all that I will be using for one menstrual cycle. Yeah, I did that. I decided I'm doing 12 decks, one menstrual cycle. I did film a video of me showing like all the decks that I will be using for this stupid little challenge that I'm putting myself through. But I decided it wasn't interesting enough to show that. So let's go ahead and light the candle. So we have a 70s deck, just an RWS plaid back, which is in order, so I'm gonna have to shuffle that one extra. We have an 80s deck, which is Tarot of the Cat People. And then we have a 90s deck, which is Halloween Tarot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to trim the wick on this one because it is gigantic. And we don't want to burn the house down with a candle, you know? That's really the goal in life. Don't burn your house down with the candles. That's one of my main goals in life. Okay. I already bumped the tripod like 3 times. Cool. So I am doing a new experiment. Well, we'll see how it goes. I checked out a hotspot from the library because my internet is so terrible. It takes about 16 hours for an hour-long video to upload. So today I'm filming and I'm going to upload tonight using the new hotspot. And we're gonna see, guys. Okay, just to give you another moment. Pile 1, RWS. Pile 2, Tarot of the Cat People. Pile 3, Halloween Tarot. Or, if you wish, 70s, 80s, 90s. Okay. And I'm also the Oracle decks that I will be using, just in case you're interested. Vintage Wisdom, Woodland Wardens, and Cosmic, no, I always want to call it Cosmic for some reason, Morgan's Tarot. Okay. Do we have a specific question for this? You know what, let's pick from Vintage Wisdom and have Vintage Wisdom choose your topic, shall we? Okay, it is chosen. Actually, we have 2. We have reflection and choice. I feel like we should put choice over here. Okay, interesting. I mean, obviously you could see the word reflection as just like someone that's thinking about something, right? But I see it almost like, where are you seeing yourself reflected? I mean, I'm getting the vibe that, like, some of y'all that picked pile 1, you are maybe not realizing where you're seeing yourself reflected, if that makes sense. Like, you might be overreacting to a situation in your life, at work, at home, in your family, whatever it is, because you aren't being self-aware enough to realize it's like I can hear you ranting about something. You're very angry, you're ranting. It's a popular subject for you, something you rant about a lot. And you're not realizing that the reason why this particular person or this particular situation is pissing you off so much is because, actually, let's just put all the tarot down here, maybe. Maybe the reason that this situation's pissing you off so much is because you actually see yourself reflected in it. You know what I mean? Or I'm even getting, okay, so there was a time that back in the day, got the Hermit, back in the day whenever I was actively going to therapy, at one point I remember going into this diatribe, this whole rant, and I remember my therapist sort of reacting to me like, that was a really weird overreaction that you just had. And I realized as I was saying it, or as he, at the time that he pointed that out, I realized, oh, I was imitating someone else. There was someone in my life that I was like, it's so hard to describe, but it's like, stop and listen to yourself. Like, are you echoing the thoughts of someone else right now? Are your thoughts your own? I feel like for you, the choice is, again, and in this card, we have someone looking at a little, like, crystal ball or something in her hands. So she is choosing also to look inward to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm just... And also the phrase of taking a cold, hard look in the mirror. I think that's you right now. There's some shit that is reflecting that is making you angry. And it's actually a reflection of you. You might be overreacting to something in your life right now because it's something that you need to deal with. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm wording this in a terrible way, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, let's get your last oracle card here. It's almost like in order to deal with whatever the stress is, you're ranting about something, but if you ask yourself, who's actually ranting right now? It's not you. It's like you're frustrated at stress that someone else has caused you, so you're imitating them and ranting about something that they rant about in order to vent some of that frustration. I feel like I do not know how to explain what I'm trying to say. But essentially it's just, where do you see yourself reflected in the things in your life that are pissing you off right now? You got to look for yourself in that and your own Look for yourself in that and your own culpability in it. You know what I mean? It's not completely someone else's fault. You do have some ownership there too. Okay, let's flip everybody else over here. Down Home Funk. Definitely gonna have to read the guidebook for that one. Antelope and Wheat, Nourishment. Eternal Bliss. Four of Pentacles. Strength. Yeah, that's part of it too. I feel a lot of anger. Ten of Wands, there it is. There it is. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Cups and Hermit. So lots of nines. I kind of want to get, like, what is your choice? What are we choosing between here? I mean, I think it's just the Strength card here. Yeah. You're choosing love over fear. You got to make the choice between love and fear. You got to make the choice between the peaceful way or the, like, sitting around ranting about things and not making a decision. You know what I mean? It's like, if you just continue on this journey exactly as you are, as angry as you are, venting to everyone around, it's like the venting isn't helping anymore. Venting can help, but eventually you have to make a choice to do something different with your life and to make a change. And that is going to be your nourishment, right? It's about making better choices. Choose what nourishes you, not what destroys you. I am going to read what it says about Down Home Funk and Eternal Bliss because this guidebook is hilarious and I love it. Down Home Funk. The palace in the center of Shambhala, or any other paradise, might seem to be far away because we are looking from the wrong dimension. Paradise could lie where the forces of the universe are balanced in contentment and harmony. Okay, so that's this too. Like, if you do overcome whatever your rage is at the moment, if you do overcome that, you will be more in this space of Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups and Hermit, because these are all beautiful. You've got this beautiful 999 energy at the end of this. So you can make, and the Eternal Bliss card too. Like, I think this is basically saying whatever powerlessness you feel right now, with a little bit of reflection, with a little bit of insight into where you're seeing yourself being reflected, what you're over, and I just see this as go towards asking yourself why you're overreacting to the things you're overreacting to. And once you uncover that and make peace with that, then you will be on your way to this beautiful 999 bliss, eternal bliss shit over here. Okay, let's see what the Eternal Bliss card says too. Bliss is dynamic fulfillment throughout all change. Although eternal bliss may not be the final goal, it is a good start. Yeah. So, really, I think this is going to be like quick and dirty today. Everything is set up for you to succeed. But you do have to make a choice towards nourishing yourself and choosing love over fear. And I'm almost even encouraging you to keep it in, which is not normally what I would say. But I think that's what this Four of Pentacles is here for. Because I really am getting the vibe that you have spent a lot of time lately venting and raging and really just like throwing a tantrum, maybe? Which is weird because like these cards, I mean, like sometimes I don't know why the cards are saying to me what they're saying to me. But I'm feeling a tantrum, and I'm for some reason seeing this Ten of Wands right now as a tantrum. And if you can ask yourself why you're throwing the tantrum, you will be able to make peace with it and balance yourself out. And I think this is also going to involve a little home tidy situation. If that's something that you need to do, do it. That's some advice for you. I guess just because I just feel like we got through this reading very quickly, I will look at the antelope and wheat card. What are we looking at here? XLV. I just do not know what that is, but I'll find it. Okay, here we go. Antelope are associated with community, traveling in large herds. They work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. This way, the group supports the thriving of each individual. Likewise, golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity, a relatively easy grain to store, grow, and convert to flour, and a stable crop around the world. Wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. Okay. What makes you feel nourished? What fills your proverbial cup? And, you know, you could view strength as a very community card too, because this person she's taming the beast. And why is she taming the beast? I mean, I guess we don't know. But she could just be making peace with a predator in her community, right? She could be finding a way to compromise with somebody that's been terrorizing the community. And it's not by defeating them, it's by making peace with them, integrating them into the community. So it's like, and I'm almost seeing this Two of Cups as being like whoever this person is that you're raging about right now, like, I don't know. Are they... Okay, that's a question I can ask. Are they there to stay, so we have to find a way to make peace with them? Or what's the deal with that? If they're meant to, like, if you are fighting with somebody that you're working with, you know, if they are going to be fired, it will all come in its time, in its own sacred timing. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. I don't think you're meant to control the situation. You're meant to make peace with the situation. And you're meant to, like, these nines are like, you know, you're meant to kind of like mind your business. Mind your own business, tend to your own garden, make your own dreams come true, pursue your own spiritual goals. You're not supposed to control. That's not what the Strength card is. It's not you controlling this other person that you're not seeing eye to eye with right now. And the Four of Pentacles too. Just like maintain your own shit. Don't rage. Don't vent too much. I mean, do what you gotta do, but at some point the venting turns into obsessing, and the obsessing starts to stagnate in you, or starts to fester, starts to become a malignant tumor of, you know, just ick, you know? It's almost like, you know how, like, I'm just getting like workplace scapegoat vibes here too. Like if there's like one person in your workplace that really is, and then I'm just like shuffling and I get the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. So I'm on the right track with the workplace situation. If there's somebody in your workplace that's just like, they really are a drain on the resources, a drain on the morale, and it's just not helpful. They're just not helpful. I mean, yeah, you got to talk to your coworkers about that. You gotta. But at a certain point, that shit turns poisonous, where you have to just, and if you're not in the position to fire that person, and you've made your feelings known already to whoever you need to make them known to, you've told your boss about the situation and they're not going to do anything about it, then at some point you have to just make your peace with the situation. You have to do whatever you can to get along when you don't have control over the situation. Worry about your home life. Don't think about work so much. Worry about your own goals in life. And don't worry about what this other person is doing, Maybe they're doing a terrible job, but that's not your problem. That's all. That's all I got. Okay, that's pile 1. Ready for pile 2, Tarot of the Cat People. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Sometimes I go on some weird stuff with whenever I let like an oracle card decide what I'm doing. It's been interesting. Okay, let's try that again then. Pile 2. What do we need to talk about, pile 2? What do we need to talk about? Oh, huge thank you to, hopefully I say this right, Zohar. I set up like a little, like the super thanks thing. It's like a little heart on YouTube where like if you click on the heart, you can like tip me if you wanted to. And she did. And it's so sweet. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Like, you have no idea. Like, when I set that up, I was like, nobody's going to use this. But someone did, and it was just incredibly kind and generous. Thank you so much. You seriously made my week. Hopefully you see this. Hopefully you pick this pile. Okay, what are we talking about? Faith. Okay, faith. All right. Faith and power. Okay. So, this is making me think of like church. Like, have you in the past been traumatized by putting your faith in a religion with a poisonous power structure? Or are you currently in a situation where you feel that like that kind of thing is rearing its ugly head? Like, are you in a situation, like I almost want to ask, are you in a cult right now? Is somebody exerting their power over you that, yeah, I would just always question authority. Always. Like, you do not, I firmly believe that there's like hierarchy. Hierarchies should not exist. Like, nobody is more important than anyone else. We should all just treat each other with love and respect. and all that crap, and all that crap. I really don't like hierarchies. I don't think they're helpful. Yeah, but it is the society that we live in. And I think the question to ask yourself is, where are you putting your faith? And who are you letting have the power? Like, is in your relationships, in your family dynamics, in your whatever, are you giving someone else power over you? Is a question that I would ask. And is anyone asking you to blindly have faith in them when that trust is maybe not warranted? Are they asking you to just shut up and respect their power and have faith in what they tell you? Yeah, again, I'm getting a lot of information just in 2 keywords here, but I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to those of y'all that picked pile 2. Okay. Your mission is not yet complete. Again, faith, mission, power. I feel like it's a lot of like organized religion language. Whatever's right. So this, I think, suggests like creating your own morality, not worrying about like the rules set upon you by someone else, particularly if it's a very powerful organization that's asking you to have blind faith in it. Question that all over the place. And then you got opossum and peony, bashfulness. So are you... So opossum doesn't look very bashful, but are you kind of receding into the background like a wallflower and just sort of like taking what someone else says at face value? Are you, I'm getting sort of a blindly following vibe. Not necessarily that you're doing that, but that you're being asked to do it. And I want you to be aware when you go into this situation that you do have autonomy. You do have a voice. 9 of Wands. So you may already be kind of like aware of this. You might be a little hypervigilant. This may be a situation that you're worried about happening because you've seen it play out before. The Magician. Again, I think this is just calling back to like, take your own power back. Make sure that you aren't giving your power blindly to someone else. Lovers. Three of Cups. Knight of Swords. And 10 of Swords. I'm almost getting this sort of like, without even thinking, you have followed a path that's been set up like before you were born. It's almost like, I don't know if this makes sense, but like, I'm getting this vibe of like your mom went to this specific type of church and she's no longer with us, and you decided to continue going to that church after she died because you thought, because it was like, at the time it felt really comforting to you, but it's gotten to the point where it's not comforting anymore, but you're just so used to going that you're just going through the motions, and it's starting to kind of poison you a little bit. It's making you feel anxious, and you're done. And this is just your reminder that you get to choose what you do with your life. You have the power. You can save yourself, because that's a lot of the time how I see Knight of Swords is like, save yourself. You can save yourself. You can be your own white knight. And with the Three of Cups, I'm getting that like your vibe is a little bit more like, still talking about like the whole going to a church that you don't want to go to. I'm still going on that track here. Hopefully that makes sense for someone. But like, your vibe is more Maiden Mother Crone. Your vibe is more like multiple deities, or just a non-hierarchical religion, right? You're more about doing magic for yourself. You're more about you're more about like people being equals with each other, right? Oh, this card's so beautiful. You're more about goddess worship. You're more about like everybody being equals and doing spells and all that stuff. It's like you're reforming your spirituality. But you're still going through the motions of the old one. Or like you've gotten to a point where you feel really stale in whatever your spirituality is. I have a lot of questions. Let's see if the guidebook for Morgan's Tarot has any answers. Okay, number 2 is your mission is not yet complete. The great archaeological discovery is yet to be made. Traditionally, the entrance to Shambhala, again, I've never even heard of this before, Shambhala, paradise, has been in Central Asia. More recently, has been found in Mexico, and right now it is here. Actually, you are fulfilling a divine mission by following your karmic path. This is an opinion sponsored by entity X1513. Sometimes the shit in this guidebook is hilarious. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be serious or just funny. Probably funny, right? This is an opinion sponsored by entity X1513. So, yeah, and then this whatever's right with the lotus flower also is just like a continuation of that, right? Your karmic path is not the one that was modeled to you as a child. So if you're still going through the motions of someone else's, particularly I'm seeing this as religion, as an organized religion. If you're still going through the motions, ask yourself if you still want to be doing it. If you do, and it's just a sweet way to honor your mom's memory to go to Sunday church or whatever, that's totally fine. If it's not hurting you in any way, but make sure that like whatever bullshit they're spouting at the pulpit, that you're questioning it. That's all I'm saying. Just stay aware, stay in your own power, don't let anyone take it away from you. Whatever's right. Meet the inevitable with resolution, even if it's irresolution. When dealing with the flow of time and the ego, you have to act from a knowledge of self. Pushing through the confusion and asking no one for guidance, be yourself and see freedom now. You can do no more than to go forth and meet your destiny. There you go. Go forth and meet your destiny. Just make sure it's your destiny, not someone else's. Not a path that's been set up for you by someone else. Yeah. Quick and dirty readings today, guys. So that's pile 2. Pile 3, we're using the beautiful, the wonderful Halloween Tarot. This might be the first time that I'm using this or others. I got the full-size version of this deck off of eBay. It's like one from the 90s, actually, because, you know, I was specifically looking for one I could fucking shuffle, because I can't shuffle the new one. And it's awesome. I love it. Smells a little stale and old, but okay. All right, the Fool. Got that just to start us off. Oh yeah, I was gonna, I'll go ahead and just pull your cards and then the cards already know, so I don't have to worry about like asking the right questions right now. That's kind of how I do tarot anyway. Like, I usually don't have a spread, and I just come in wanting to have a conversation, and then whatever happens, happens. But let's let Vintage Wisdom choose our topic for pile 3. Gratitude. So how can you shift your perspective to focusing on what you have instead of what you don't have? Focusing on what's working in your life instead of what's not working. Focusing on relationships that you appreciate in your life instead of the ones that you don't. Yeah, I think it's this one. Awakening. Because that is going to be your awakening. Once you shift, and I've found this too, like, the word gratitude sounds cheesy to me when people say gratitude practice or whatever, but it's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing. And when you shift your focus from that feeling of lack, feeling like you don't have enough, when you shift your focus to what you do have, it's such a different world. You're seeing the exact same space in a completely different way, and it is kind of an awakening. When you focus on what you've got, it changes everything. It really does. Let's get a Woodland Warden's card for you guys. This deck changes with the weather, I swear. Sometimes it's difficult to shuffle and other times it's great. Just depends on, it's kind of moody. Alright, so how can we shift our focus to gratitude, to abundance, not lack? Because, you know, a lot of the times people go to tarot readings because they're feeling like a sense of lack, of desperation. They might, of course, they might have like a specific question about their lives. There's something that you are seeking. And in your case, we haven't flipped over the rest of these cards yet, but in your case, I think your strength lies in what you think you lack. You know, if you do see yourself as a fool, as someone that like stumbles, is clumsy, is like not able to display their knowledge in front of others. I'm kind of thinking about myself a little bit here, but if you think of yourself that way, therein lies your strength. When you wake up to the fact that you already have everything you need, I have this sort of general mentality in life where I just assume that everybody else knows better than me. I just assume that I'm always the dumbest one in the room. And that's just not always the case. Sometimes your way of doing things, your way of bumbling through life is actually the right way. Who's to say that it's the wrong way? Nobody knows the fucking right way to live. We're all just stumbling along anyway. Okay. We have, and there I was, surrounded. Oh my god, this is perfect. I mean, I don't know if the guidebook's gonna like have the same interpretation that I'm having right now, but it's like you suddenly wake up and you realize you have everything. You're in a field of flowers. The abundance is everywhere. Power. So some of y'all were around for pile 2. This is just an emphasis on that particular message, but also this pile is dealing with power as well. You have the power to shift your focus and awaken to your own gratitude because you are surrounded by abundance. And then we have the squirrel and chestnut, preparation. And 3 of ghosts, 3 of cups, 2 of pumpkins, 2 of pentacles, 8 of ghosts, 8 of cups, 3 of pumpkins, 3 of pentacles, and king of ghosts / king of cups. Cups, pentacles, cups, fool, pentacles, cups. Just like you're bouncing back and forth between emotions and reality. And you've got 2 3s. Trying to think like why is this 8 of cups here? When everything else here is like, okay, taking it a day at a time, stumbling along, working well with others, having a good time, being emotionally fulfilled and mature, awakening, gratitude, power, surrounded by abundance, preparation, and 8 of ghosts. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to have a clarifier there. Like, is all of this beautiful shit everywhere because you need to walk away from something in order to gain that beautiful shit? Or is this a vacation? Why is this 8 of cups here? Why is this 8 of cups here? 8 of bats, which is 8 of swords. I guess this is just your mindset. Your mindset is what you need to walk away from, because if you are not feeling the gratitude, you're not feeling like overwhelmed by how great life is, it's time to shift your focus. It's time to realize that you can step out of your chains at any time. And maybe you do need a little bit of a break. So if you do need a vacation, take one. Okay, let me read your, and there I was surrounded. Surrounded by the various and sometimes bizarre creatures of nature, I received a message. It said, "You and the earth are one." There you go. You already have everything. You don't need anything else. You already have it all within you. You are self-contained. You read this power card too. Power is the ability to manifest intentions. Attaining power is relatively easy, but the side effects and consequences of using it are incredibly dangerous. Acquiring knowledge is usually a more beneficial endeavor for the individual. So be careful if you are being handed any kind of power right now. Be careful that you use it for good, you know? I kind of also want to look at the squirrel and chestnut. So that is 29, card 29. To ensure sustenance through the winter, the squirrel buries its nuts, hiding them from other squirrels and predators. Chestnuts, small nuts that grow into large productive trees, are symbols of abundance. There you go. Abundance. Together, the squirrel and chestnut remind us that careful preparation will often yield riches. You have prepared well and can expect to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Your resourcefulness and foresight will be rewarded. Okay, this is one of those times. There are several cards in this deck where, like, the keyword doesn't seem right for me. Like, in this card, it should have been abundance. I mean, yeah, preparation, I guess, makes sense in the context of that guidebook, but I would have called this card abundance because the idea from the guidebook is that the squirrel has already prepared, is ready for the abundance now, you know? So yeah, I think continue to put one foot in front of the other. Continue to celebrate with your friends. Continue to, do your goddess worship if that's your thing. Continue to work well with others. You got this. You got this. Don't let yourself get stuck in these loops because you have everything you need. Okay. I think that is it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. And I appreciate you so much. Okay, bye.